Objective Petrology, multiple choice questions with answers. These are the collection from various previous years question papers and hope useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI, civil services exams and other exams. Welcome to set 15. Coming to the first question. Silica saturated end member of tholeiitic basalt is A. Adamalite, B. Tonalite, C. Rhyolite and D. None of the above. So, silica saturated end member of tholeiitic basalt is rhyolite. So, C is the correct answer. Next question. Batholiths are associated with A. Seismic zones, B. Trenches, C. Orogenic belt, D. Island arc. Batholiths are associated with the orogenic belt. So, older orogenic belts are typically deeply eroded to expose the displaced and deformed strata. So, these are often highly metamorphosed and include vast bodies of intrusive igneous rocks. These are known as batholiths. So, batholiths are associated with orogenic belt. C is the correct answer. Next question. Volcanic equivalent of granodiorite is A. Rhyolite, B. Basalt, C. Dacite and D. Phonolite. Volcanic equivalent of granodiorite is dacite. So, dacite is a felsic extrusive rock which is intermediate in composition between andesite and rhyolite. So, it is the volcanic equivalent of granodiorite. C is the correct option. Next question. The type area country for enderbite which is an equivalent of charnockite is A. Sweden, B. Greenland, C. Antarctica and D. Russia. So, the correct answer is C. Antarctica. So, the charnockites are widely distributed in the southern hemisphere. They are the rocks, these are very similar to them and also occur in Norway, France, Sweden, Germany and Scotland. So, the type area or the country rock of enderbite which is an equivalent of charnockite is found in Antarctica. Next question. Which of the following is synonymous for kimberlite? A. Amphibolite, B. Mica peridotite, C. Dunite and D. Quartz monzonite. So, synonymous for kimberlite is mica peridotite and mica peridotite is the kimberlite rock which was named after the Kimberley. This is a place in South Africa and this is the first place to identify the kimberlite. So, kimberlite it constitutes mica peridotite. It's a synonym. B is the correct answer. Next question. The characteristic pyroxene found in eclogite is A. Enstatite, B. Omphacite, C. Dunite, D. Quartz monzonite. The characteristic pyroxene found in eclogite is omphacite. The eclogite facies is based on the distinctive association of the omphacite pyroxene and pyroperich garnet which form rock type known as eclogite, and the knowledge of the rock types and other than the basic rocks in this facies is very sparse. So, the characteristic pyroxene found in eclogite is omphacite. B is the correct option. Next question. Igneous intrusive found due to successive injection of the source magma is A. Stock, B. Conolith, C. Phonolith, D. Multiple dye. The correct answer is D. Multiple dye. An intrusive body is described as a multiple when it forms repeated injections of magma of similar composition and is composed. Its composition is known as a composite when formed of repeated injections of magma of unlike composition. So, a composite dye can include rocks as different granophyre and diabase. So, igneous intrusive found due to successive injection of the source magma is known as a multiple dye. D is the correct option. Next question. Grassularite is, so grassularite it is a variety of a garnet. So, it is very simple. So, the choices are A. An amphibole, B. Pyroxene, C. Garnet and D. Ultra basic rock. So, grassularite is a variety of the garnet and it belongs to nesosilicates. The garnet species grassularite is also known as a grassular. It has several well-known gemstone varieties including hessonite, tsavorite, leucogarnet and hydrograssular. And the name for this species is derived from a Latin word for gooseberry. This is known as a green fruit. So, grassularite is a garnet variety. Next question. Myrmecite structure is commonly found in A. Alkali rock, B. Granite, C. Limestone, D. Quartzite. So, myrmecite structure it is commonly found in granite. B is the correct option. So, myrmecite is commonly associated with the plutonic igneous rocks, but it also occurs in metamorphic and sedimentary also, where deformation and microfracturing can allow potassium bearing fluids. And myrmecite it is an intergrowth of plagioclase feldspar, generally oligoclase, and vermicular quartz, generally, and this is replacing potassium feldspar, which is formed due to in the later stages of consolidation of an igneous rock or during a subsequent period of plutonic activity. So Myrmeca structure, it is commonly found in granite. B is the correct option. Next question. When olivine reacts with water at low temperature, which is formed? A. Chloride, B. Talc, C. Serpentine, and D. Asbestos. When olivine reacts with water at low temperature, serpentine is formed. This is also known as serpentinization. Serpentinization is a hydration and metamorphic transformation of ferromagnesium minerals such as olivine and pyroxene in mafic and ultramafic rocks to produce serpentinite. So C. Serpentine is the correct answer. Next question. Synonym for glomeroporphyritic texture is A. Microporphyritic, B. Cumuloporphyritic, C. Metapyric, D. None of the above. The synonym for glomeroporphyritic texture is cumuloporphyritic. So glomeroporphyritic or glomerophoric is a term used to describe a porphyritic texture in which phenocrysts are clustered into aggregates. So the synonym for glomeroporphyritic is cumuloporphyritic. B is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following is composed of olivine and pyroxene? A. Enstatite, B. Hergolite, C. Habsburgite, and D. Omphacite. So which is composed of olivine and pyroxene is Habsburgite. So Habsburgite, it is an ultramafic igneous rock and it is a variety of peridotite consisting mostly of the two minerals like olivine and low calcium pyroxene, that's also known as enstatite, and it is named for the occurrence in Harz mountains of Germany. That's why it has got its name. And it commonly contains a few percent of chromium rich spinel as auxiliary mineral. So spinel is present as an auxiliary mineral and which contains chromium. So which is composed of olivine pyroxene is Habsburgite. C is the correct option. Next question. Rock which essentially contains quartz and tourmaline is A. Porphyry, B. Scroll rock, C. Pegmatite, and D. None of the above. This is the question asked in a number of the exams, like rock which essentially contains quartz and tourmaline. So this is known as a scroll rock. Scroll is the species name for the sodium iron tourmaline. It is commonly found in certain types of granitic rocks and it may represent the roof of the magma chamber, and the outcrop consists of the numerous interleaved pegmatite sheets and many cavities filled with quartz, tourmaline, zinwaldite, and topaz. So the rock which essentially contains quartz and tourmaline is scroll rock. B is the correct option. Next question. In Precambrian terrain, geothermal gradient is A. 2 degree per kilometer, B. 5 degree per kilometer, C. 8 degree per kilometer, D. 10 degree per kilometer. In Precambrian terrain, geothermal gradient is 10 degree per kilometer. The geothermal gradient, it is defined as the increase in temperature with the depth. So in Precambrian terrain, the gradient, geothermal gradient is 10 degree per kilometer. D is the correct option. Next question. Rock that essentially contains labradorite and olivine is A. Ogisite, B. Adamalite, C. Troctolite, and D. Rhyolite. The rock that essentially contains labradorite and olivine is troctolite. So troctolite, it has got its name from the Greek word. It is a mafic intrusive rock type and it consists of essentially of major but variable amounts of olivine and calcic plagioclase along with minor pyroxene. So it is an olivine rich anarthosite or pyroxene depleted relative of gabbro. So rock essentially contains labradorite and olivine is troctolite. C is the correct option. Next question. Feldspar free lamprifier is A. Ogisite, B. Minette, C. Adamalite, and D. Alnoite. So feldspar free lamprifier is alnoite. So alnoite consists of melilite, biotite with or without clinopyroxene, olivine, calcite, apatite, and perovskite, and opaque minerals and nepheline, and this is generally feldspar free. So that's why feldspar free lamprifier is alnoite. D is the correct option. Next question. Volcanic equivalent of nepheline cyanite is A. Rhyolite, B. Trachyte, C. Alnoite, and D. Dacite. So volcanic equivalent of nepheline cyanite is known as a trachyte. So trachyte, it is an extrusive igneous rock and it is composed mostly of alkali feldspar. And generally it is light colored and aphanitic, very fine grain, with minor amounts of mafic minerals and is formed by the rapid cooling of lava enriched with the silica and alkali metals. So that's why it is known as extrusive rock and extrusive igneous rock. It is the volcanic equivalent of cyanide. So B. Trachyte is the correct answer. Next question. Volcanic equivalent of adamalite is. So A. Hergolite, B. Trachyte, C. toscanite and D. rhyolite. Volcanic equivalent of adamalite is toscanite. So toscanite means adamalite, it is composed of alkali feldspar and plagioclase, each between 1/3 and 2/3 portions, and coarse grained rock, and equivalent medium and fine grained rocks, and micro adamalite and rhyodacite respectively. So adamalite, it is composed of alkali feldspar and plagioclase. So volcanic equivalent of adamalite is toscanite. C is the correct option. Next question. First pyroxene to crystallize from magnesium-rich basic magma is A. augite, B. pigeonite, C. bronzite, and D. hypersthene. First pyroxene to crystallize from magnesium-rich basic magma is bronzite. So bronzite is a member of the pyroxene group of minerals. It belonging with the enstatite and hypersthene to be orthorhombic series of this group. So C. bronzite is the correct answer. Next question. Rock which essentially consists of oligoclase and augite is A. amphibolite, B. lamprophile, C. gabbro, D. mugerite. Rock which essentially consists of oligoclase and augite is mugerite. Mugerite is a type of oligoclase bearing basalt comprising olivine, apatite and opaque oxides. So D. mugerite is the correct option. Hope you have learned some basic petrology questions from this part, and hope you can subscribe to this channel and see you in the next video. Your suggestions are most welcome. Thank you for your time.